So, as some of you know me, right? My name is Jean-Baptiste. I've been working on VLC and multimedia for now 20 years in open source, before open source was cool. And I've been working on VLC, FFmpeg, X264, basically everything that is powering video online today. But today we're going to talk about something that is a bit different and is a bit closer to robotics and AI, which is what I've been working for the past 2 years, which is called Kyber. So the thing is, what is happening is that we're doing more and more things remotely. And we're going to do more things remotely in the future because you don't have enough power on your phone. A few years ago, Steve Jobs told us that we were going to do everything on our phones, and what we see is that most of your phones are actually remoting to something else. We're going to see a ton of robots and cars and so many things that are basically autonomous, but they're never really autonomous. So you need to be able to control them. So what I've been working is an open source stack that is able to control any type of machines. And when we talk about machines, we're talking about any type of machines, right? So that's desktop, computers, but it's also remote programs. But it also, when you need to project skills, someone is far, right? You want to do remote production, remote surgery, remote things, because it's easier to send someone in distance than actually give him a flight and so on. And also there is the fact that someone you need to have access to more data, right? You see with AI models, they are too heavy to run on your phones and they need to access a ton of data. So the idea here is to be able to control machines, right? So that's a people-to-machine stack. And it's also useful for controlling a ton of machines at the same time with AI. We'll see how it works. So what is Kyber? Kyber is an open source end-to-end solution to control any type of machines. It's going to be useful to do teleoperation, telecontrol of robots, autonomous cars, autonomous drones, which is quite popular, but also interact directly with AI video agents. It's open source, it's based on VLC and FFmpeg, and because it's based on VLC and FFmpeg, it works anywhere. And this is quite important because in the open source community, we never had any good open cross-platform versions, right? If you want to control a Linux machine, if you want to do cloud gaming, if you want to control a Mac machine, it's quite difficult compared to what exists today. So, and the thing is, what we achieve is 8 milliseconds glass-to-glass latency, which means that none of you, yeah, so we don't see anything anymore. Oh, okay. Yes. So what we achieve is 8 milliseconds glass-to-glass latency, right? Which is the best things that you've seen ever, right? It's better than Google Stadia has been doing, which was probably the best things for cloud gaming. And they had 1,000 engineers. Because we are based by the open source community based on VLC and FFmpeg, we managed to have 8 milliseconds glass-to-glass latency. And the thing is, it can be used to control those machines and running everywhere, right? And because VLC runs everywhere, you can have it on Windows, Linux, Mac, Android, but also on the Apple TV, on the Chromebook, on the Apple Vision, in so many other cases. So, there is a small demo, which might, you need to click on it. Can you click on it? It doesn't work with a clicker. Yeah, so this is a good demo, right? Because on the right side, you see is actually the video game being run, right? And on the left side, it's actually Kyber, actually VLC playing the video game, right? And what you see is that, well, you don't see it well, but because of the bandwidth, yes. So there is almost no difference, right? There is less than 1 frame of difference between the left and the right. And as you can see, the mouse and the keyboard and the gamepad are connected to the computers on the left. And it's not just streaming video, right? It's also streaming the inputs. directly. And this is the same running on macOS, because of course it's just a VLC. And the same, you can see, of course, Elden Ring running on Linux, which never happens. And of course, the same running on Android. And the final thing is that it also works inside the web browser with no plugins, no specific stack. It just works. Of course, because we are open source folks, this also works as a Linux server. And this is very important because if you can do Linux servers, you can do drones, right? So there is a demo that is outside where I have my small rover that I've been controlling over the internet. You can embed the server anywhere, and it works with any type of video codecs ever. So what can you do with it, right? The first thing is remote desktop. Remote desktop, so you can replace TeamViewer, you can replace any Citrix, any VNC. There is no open source solution that works today, and Kyber is that. The second thing is everything related to cloud gaming, right? So you can remote cloud, or you do 3D remote rendering. I've also another demo with that if you care. And finally, and which is going to be the most important, is remote drones and robots. There are going to be hundreds of millions of robots around, and most of them, they're never going to be fully autonomous, right? You've seen the Waymo cars or the Tesla, they're still not autonomous, and they've been there for 15 years. So even if there is 1% of the case where it doesn't work, you need to be able to remotely control them. And finally, there is everything related to interactive AI video agents where you need to control something. So in all those cases, Kyber is an open source SDK that supports any type of codec, any type of input, mouse, gamepad, keyboards, copy-paste, USB over IP, Wacom tablets, gamepads, and so on. Supports H.264, H.265, AVC, AV1. And basically, it's a stream of all the controls, right? So any captors, any robotic captors can be there. What we show is that basically we managed to get the lowest latency on the planet, which is good if you want to do cloud gaming, but also good when you're controlling a robot, because a robot is in real life. So how does it work? Basically what you see is that the server side on the green on the top left is basically FFmpeg that has been hacked to be and have no latency. There is no buffer. We made basically a custom graph video framework, completely GPU accelerated. And on the right side, what you see is VLC that is also being modified to be push-based. And in the middle, we have a custom protocol based on QUIC, so that we have absolutely no latency. It's not TCP, it's UDP based, but it's standard. It's a base of HTTP3, so you can control robots in 10,000 kilometers away. And we've shown that we can do that. Because it's open source and it's a ton of modules, as I explained, you can use it for so many use cases. The difference between a remote desktop and a remote robot is 100 lines of code. Everything is the same. What is important is that we have this very fast video streamer and very fast video player, but we also have this very fast input server and input client. And that's how it works. What is also very important is that it does some custom timing for all the captures that are streamed in the same wire, so that you can use to record a robot. You can record a robot, you can replay a robot, which is very useful if you're going to do AI trainings for robots. If you want to do that, it's a very difficult things to do because you need to have like multiple cameras sync together, multiple sensors synchronized together. And this is done on the protocol level. For the people who know, we basically did something similar to MPEG-TS, but on the protocol level. And yeah, what is also interesting is that we've built forward error correction directly inside the protocol. So if you lose any packets, we can rebuild the packets without retransmission. So that's very low latency. And I think that is mostly what you should know about Kyber. If you care, I have a drone that is outside, which is a rover. So it's a very small automatic car, completely 3D printed, and a robotic arm so that you can see that you can control that in distance. And I also have a demo of the 3D streaming, if ever you care about to do any type of visual world, digital world, cloud gaming type of solutions. And I think, yeah, one last thing is what we do is that we are able to stream from a drone to a computer that has GPUs in it to another place so that you can have very cheap drones and basically enhance them, right? So we can do stuff like structure from motion, SLAM, object detection directly on the machine. So you can have like a very small drone that is very cheap, and then you can do GPU acceleration over there to do any type of AI frameworks. And this is important because you're not going to put huge GPU accelerators directly on the drones because they consume too much and they cost too much. Yeah, thank you very much for listening. And if you care about anything about Kyber, please ask. Thank you very much.